Politicianz TV, man. Who we got with us today?
You already know what it is, man. It's KOOT Kurt from 41 Curve. Been living there all my life. And man, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. Even through the good and the bad.
So how you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing great, man. How you?
I'm doing good. So like everybody know that you boxing legend. Like, can you tell us more about what you got going on right now with the kids in the boxing academy or everything? I was doing my research, but I don't know as much. Can you give us a little insight on what you have with that?
Yeah, I can tell you all about it, man. I've been boxing since I was 12 years old. And like I said, I'm 33 now, man. I started boxing in the hood. I got some my first pair of boxing gloves when I was 12 years old. I actually didn't join a league until I was 15. So I joined the league, man. I did that all throughout high school, man. I was well known for it. And you know, when you talk boxing in the hood, when you talk boxing in Lumberton, you mention KOOT Kurt first. I don't care who boxing. That's the name you mention first. And now I passed the torch, man. I got a gym down there in St. Paul's, North Carolina. Actually, I'm helping another guy, man. It's something I volunteered to do because I believe in helping kids, man. I'm big on that, and I'm trying to get people out the hood. You know, it's too much violence going on, too much gun violence right now. So I figure if you give them something to do, then that'll keep them out of trouble, man. But like I said, boxing, it's a lot to boxing, man. It takes discipline. I remember a time when I was 15 years old, man. I get up 7 o'clock in the morning. I jogged every day. It was times where I couldn't. Mom Dukes might cook a good meal, and I couldn't eat it because I had to keep my weight down for a fight. It takes a lot, man. You know, you can't deal with the girls like you want to. Can't deal with the women like you want to. And it just takes discipline, man. I mean, you couldn't drink, you couldn't smoke. It's a lot of. Actually, I think boxing is the hardest sport out there because it's if you do good, you get all the glory. If you do bad, you get all the shame that come with it, man. So it's a tasking sport. It ain't like basketball where you got 28, 30 people on the team, however many people on the team, and you know you can kind of hide behind everybody else. Everything is on you, man. And boxing, man, boxing is what it is, though, man. It's a good sport, man.
And where did that discipline come from?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. First of all, I had a good family background. I want to give I had a 2-parent household, first of all, and then on top of that, I always tell people, I feel like even if I didn't have that, man, I still, when you want it, you just want it. No matter what background you come from. I know people that ain't got 2-parent households, you know, might just have a mama raising them, and they, if you want it, you want it, bro. If you want it, you want it. Discipline just got to be in you. You know what I mean? But by me having 2 parents, it helped out more. It made it easier, rather. So
having 2 parents in the household, like what morals did you learn along the way?
Actually, a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people do, but my dad was in the Army, man. So you know, when you got an Army vet in the house, that's discipline by itself. Even itself, he had to have discipline, man. So I kind of feel like it was inherited, bro. Honestly, I feel like it was inherited.
So what made, like, if your dad was in the military and 2-parent household, at one point in time, like the Southside 41 was prominent for black people to have houses.
Right.
But what made your family move to Southside of Lumberton? Or, you know, where are you guys originally from? Or are you from Lumberton? Or, like, what made you guys move to that, you know?
Yes, sir. Actually, that's where I stayed. Like I said, I'm 33 years old. That's where I lived at all my life. That's where my parents lived at all their life. So that's our stomping ground. That's all we know. I never stayed nowhere else. And like I said, if you ain't from 41, if you from 41, you know the back street. That's back street 41. That's mainly our family, man. And like I said, that's the stomping ground, dog. That's where we were raised up at, man.
So what was like your first car that you was proud of? That you was like, yeah. What was your first car that you feel like you were proud of? My
first car was actually, man, it was an Expedition, man. Everybody that know me know about the legendary Expedition I had, man. Actually, like I said, I ended up keeping that truck for about 16 years, man. My dad bought it for me when I was 16, first got my license. I took good care of it, and I was proud of it, man. Like I said, even if you didn't know me, if you saw that truck, you'd say, oh, okay, yeah, that's old boy, that's such and such, if you didn't know my name. You knew me by the truck if you didn't know me personally.
So what laws did your dad enforce on you to make sure that you kept a steady mind and you never been a follower and always a leader? Like, what laws did he instill in your mind?
What laws? I'm gonna be honest with you, and let me back up on something I said a while ago. You know, I got 3 siblings, man, and I was the middle child. You know, the middle child always be the kind of the roughest one of the black sheep, so to speak. So even when I got out of line, man, to answer your question, them butt whoopings, man, is what done it. Them butt whoopings is what done it. I had to get a lot of them, man, but thank God for my dad, man, because if it weren't for him, bro, I'd either be dead or in jail. I wouldn't even be talking to you, dog. I got to be honest. Got to be straight up.
So can you give us a moment where your mom saved you out of a situation where your dad was about to give you a butt whipping?
To be honest, that's almost every situation, right? You know, no matter how bad you do or how wrong you do, your mom always see the good in you, right? So, you know, that's pretty much every situation she saved me out of from him, if that's what you're saying.
Thanks. So, what's your favorite team in the NBA? Like, who do you follow? What's your favorite athlete? What's your favorite team?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And you ain't gonna believe you might not believe what I'm going to say, but I believe I'm the only black man that don't watch basketball or football. I always only watched what I was involved in. That's another part of the discipline. To answer your question a while ago, I never allowed myself to get sidetracked by any other sport. When I was into boxing, I ate it, I slept in, and I shit at boxing. That's all I was into, man. That's all I was into.
So, who did you admire in boxing?
It's a lot of greats, man. But the one fighter that made me start watching boxing after I started boxing, of course, was a guy by the name of Felix Trinidad, man. And a lot of people don't know him, but you got to be deep into the game to know Felix Trinidad, right? Everybody know Floyd Mayweather, everybody know Mike Tyson, everybody know Ali, but a lot of people don't know Felix Trinidad. But that was one of my favorite fighters, man, and he was from Puerto Rico.
So if you can fight, like if you was at your healthiest weight, if you could train, I don't know how the boxing world go, but right, cut weight or whatever, who would you wish to fight?
Who would I
your prime versus their prime.
Who
would you wish to fight?
First of all, I'm gonna say, I know you want a specific name, but me being me, I'm gonna say anybody first, because anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. But I'm gonna say Roy Jones Jr. because he was one of my favorite fighters, and he was the most awkward, and he was the fastest fighter ever. So I would like to match my speed with his speed to see what his opponents had to face that he faced.
So I'm gonna take it back for a second. You might not remember, but you used to try to teach like all the young niggas in the hood,
right,
like to lift weights,
right,
box,
right,
and everything. Like, and I remember I stuck with you for like 2-3 days, but
right,
my crew didn't stick with you, so we just left. Like, what words of wisdom like could you tell the youth today to say like if you could look, I'm sorry I'm scrambling, but if you can look back to your younger self and you can give words of wisdom to the kids today, even if you get back younger self, like what could you say?
I'm a big believer in this, bro, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I even say this to this day. First of all, 30 out of 100%, I'm gonna say 30% of it is people ain't got opportunity. People ain't got the opportunity, so I would give them the opportunity if I can help them that way. But the other 70%, man, either you want it or you don't, man. I feel like you can't instill nothing in nobody that doesn't want it. You know, you could show them, but they got to want it, dog. I'm big on that, even to this day, brother. I'm big on that, man.
But maybe sometimes someone can want to achieve their potential or their success, but their conditions could be, big to different.
Well.
So does a 2-parent household affect like you also striving for your dreams? Because if it was just your mother raising you,
right,
without your militant father,
right,
or if it was just your militant father without your mother,
right,
you would have had no balance, and you probably would have, boxing would not be in your forefront. So how do you feel about that?
Well, like I said, man, the 2-parent household, it definitely helped, bro. Because like I said, if I would have just had my mom and not my dad, bro, I probably wouldn't be talking to you today, brother. You know what I'm saying? But being that I had that, the kids I meet today, I try to fill that void for them. Even though I'm not their father, man, but I try to talk to them like I'm their father. I try to fill that void for them, the best way I know how, while I'm surrounded around them.
So everybody knew that the Kirks was different.
Right.
Like, most times in the ghetto, we don't have our dads. It's just mothers raising us, or the grandmas, or the aunties. So it's just like, everybody knew the Kirks was different.
Right.
When you looked at other kids, like, growing up, when did you realize that you were different?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Even out of the homeboys that I had, first, I'm gonna speak specifically on myself. I ain't never, even to this day, I ain't never hang with a lot of people, man. I never hung with a lot of people, man. And the few friends I did have, this is what I kind of do. I always did what kids did, was I was a little smarter than the rest. That's what separated. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. And I ain't saying we did this, but I'm gonna just throw something random out there. Just say we go steal some candy at the store or something. My homeboys might do it, but I was always a little smarter than the rest. I said, y'all do it, but I'm gonna watch out. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was like 1 foot in, but 1 foot out. I was never just fully all the way in. You know what I'm saying? The kid's gonna be a kid, but like I said, man, that's when I knew I was different, bro. Like, even, you know what I'm saying? When we did stuff that kids did, I always was still the smartest one out of the stuff that we did wrong, if that makes sense to you.
So, as looking back, as a father now, does a father, like, impact those choices? Because at the end of the day, you could have went in there and stole that candy.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you already knew what consequences that came with going there and stealing the candy.
Right, exactly.
But you wanted to be a part.
Right.
But you knew that your dad was not playing. Hey, so you could just say, I was just outside. I was just looking out. I wasn't even.
Right.
So how do you feel a father figure play in those situations when it comes to living in the ghetto?
Because you scared about, you kind of answered your own question. Like you said, the consequences, man. The consequences that come with it. You knew what the consequences were. The punishment, the beatings. Because like with me, I was so bad, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, dog. I was so bad. And people don't believe it now because I'm so laid back. But I was so bad, bro, where after a while, the beatings wouldn't even work no more. It's like my dad would say, okay, I'm going to put you on punishment, bro. I got to put you on punishment, man. It's kind of like, I got to show you what jail is like. I'm going to put you on punishment where you just can't go outside because the beating is too quick for you. It's like I got the beating. Okay, then so what? Now I'm back to doing what I'm doing. So to answer the question, man, I just knew what the consequences were, bro.